Hello guys. Let's live stream today. I haven't set up some light. How have you been doing? I hope God is with you and I hope He's been blessing you tremendously. Oh my God. I hope you guys have been doing okay. It's quite frustrating using a lot of this technology and using this technology and becomes a lot of drawbacks that you haven't planned for. I know by now all those drawbacks that we're talking about have been addressed, and I know that all those technologies that are not beneficial are being checked or regulated, and the ones that have already been cited as beneficial have been standardized because of modularization and making sure that all the technologies are classified according to their type, their use, and their inventions. I don't know the mobile phone, but I'm sure IPv4 and IPv6 have all been standardized, and so has www. www is an acronym for World Wide Web. That one we can't do anything. The only thing we can do is hope it works for the best. The Bible is also standardized. My Bible is I have an NKJV. I have an Amplified Bible. This one is an Amplified Bible that I got in 2022 after my dad passed on. That's the one I'm reading, and it's not a bad Bible. It's from the United States. So it was given to me by one of my cousins. She's called Miss Dorcas. She doesn't watch my live streams, but I didn't share my live streams with my family. I said there's no need to keep sharing it with my family. Here's a note here. Um, I had a habit of always sharing everything with my family. That was before I had all this um, internet and making sure that all the non-beneficial things in the internet are pulled out. There was a lot of good times and a lot of happiness. So now that you know, um, you have to sort out what is good and what is bad. Um, I decided not to be sharing things with my family. So they better stay in their rooms. I don't want. I don't want any of them like coming closer to my room or coming closer to my um coming closer to my workstation, because I usually have a workstation. I use a workstation to make sure that all the tools that I'm working on are well placed, and make sure that all the accessories I'm using are well placed, and to make sure that I don't stay in bed and I wake up and do something, which is quite aesthetic and good for health. So watch out for your health. If you're using a computer a lot, there are a lot of problems you have. You could have a lot of carpal syndrome. You could have a lot of vision problems. So you have to get yourself safety kits. You gotta get safety goggles. You gotta get safety gloves. These are going to reduce the strain that you have on your wrists. And as you reduce the strain that you have on your wrists, it means you reduce the strain on your body, and you get a better experience working with your machine rather than having a poor or a bad experience. All right. So I'm gonna sing two songs. The first one is I Am Moses, God's Prophet. These are my favorite songs, and the other one is God's Moon, and some of my favorite songs from second album, which was released in 2025, um, in March. All right, let's go. I am Moses, God's prophet. I have come to ask you to free my people so that they may go and worship their God. Wait, do I remember that first verse? Okay, so that's the first line. So all right, let's go again. I am Moses, God's prophet. I have come to ask you to free my people so that they may worship their God. I am Moses, God's prophet. I may not speak well, but I ask you to listen to my plea and release my people to go back to Canaan. I am Moses, God's prophet, and I serve a greater God who decrees that you call him Yeh. I am Moses, God's prophet. I will turn my staff into a snake, bigger than all your snakes, and devour your snakes. I am Moses, God's prophet. I ask you to free my people from slavery so that they may go back to Canaan. Alright, so that's verse 1. Let's get the chorus. Alright, let's go. Who is this child? I have gotten him from the river. He's quite cold. Let us get him a blanket and bring him inside. When you see his mother, tell him to come and see me. We have called him Moses, for he has come from the river. We will bring him up in the palace of the Pharaoh. So now let's get to verse 2. Alright. In verse 1, I forgot, there's a verse that says, I am Moses, God's prophet. I was brought up by the princess in Pharaoh's palace so that I can free my people back to Canaan. Simple stuff, really. Let's get to verse 2. I am Moses, God's prophet. I have come to ask you to free my people so that they may go and worship their God. I am Moses, God's prophet. If you do not listen to me, I will release frogs from the river into your palace. I am Moses, God's prophet. If you do not heed my words, I will release flies into your palace. I am Moses, God's prophet. I have come to ask for the freedom of my people, so that they may go back to Canaan and worship their God. How's that for a song? Well, let's go onwards to the next verse. The next song, which is God's Moon and Sun. It's got a good song. It's about the universe. I think I've got the beat somewhere inside of me, inside of my head, if I look for it. Um, all right, I got this one. I got this one. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I have seen the sun. I have seen the sun. Looks like a golden ball. I have read about its high temperatures that keep us warm. I have, when Jesus was crucified, he did not see the he did not, the sun did turn to darkness, and God was angry with man for killing his forgotten son, who was born in a miraculous conception in Bethlehem. The sun is a home star, and it protects our planets and 7 other planets in its solar system. And that is why God is mighty, because he governs our galaxy and keeps us safe from interstellar accidents. The Milky Way is our home galaxy, and it keeps us safe from interstellar accidents. The home planet, and it sustains life for all living things inside it. The sun is our home star, and it's a protective star in our galaxy. The moon is our only God-given satellite, and it cannot sustain life. Sorry for that low voice. I mean, I was like, thinking about all the lyrics. I mean, I've not gotten all of them like exact to the point, but that's sort of how the song goes. You should listen to it. Check out my albums on YouTube and YouTube Music. They're gonna be quite nice. Um, all of them are made from home. It's like this, um, these new sort of distribution and production all of it done on the internet. All that production and distribution doesn't cost you a lot of time, doesn't cost you a lot of space, doesn't cost you a lot of money. So you can do something beneficial while you're at home, while we wait for um, our destinies and while we wait for partners and collaborators and um, while we wait for our friends to finish school or to finish whatever they are so we can be friends. Basically, um, there's nowhere else you'd rather be apart from the internet, making sure you share all the music that's relating to God and that's relating to positive outcomes. So the last verse goes like this. All right. I have seen the moon when I look into the skies during the night. It looks like a silvery bell. I have read about the moon's gravity, which causes tides in our oceans. When Jesus was crucified, he did not see the moon because he was wrapped in linen and buried in a tomb. His friends were helped by a rich man called Nicodemus. The moon is our home's light, and it cannot sustain life. And that is why God is mighty, for he keeps us in a planet that can sustain life. That's the end of us, dude. With that, you're done, and you just, um, 2 or 4 steps closer to achieving your dreams and make sure your goals come true. My goal is to actually have an album up every single month. I usually do every single month an album, because it's in the goodness of my room and there's a workstation, so I can just do it and just enjoy listening to all the music later on and enjoy sharing all the music with other guys later on. So in that case, um, apart from saying goodbye and hoping that we get to about 100 to 200 subscribers, there's nothing more that I can do on my live stream because it's a live stream, so be careful what you do on it. You don't want to get flagged, and you don't want your account suspended, and you do not want to be called a creepy guy just because you did something wrong. In fact, you should plan to do something right every single day. So, special shout out to my friend Mr. Melkmo. He's been doing a lot of nice stuff, and I have other subscribers that I subscribe to. So, for example, there's a guy called Aiden. Aiden does music. There's Mr. Josh London. Mr. Josh London does therapy and physiotherapy. There's also Mr. Patrick Clark who does music. There's Miss Ali who also does music. All of them are quite good at live streams, and I think they're the best because this narrative that we have of people just spoiling this technology that is already standardized using non-standardized and non-beneficial tools. So we hope they We hope they have a nice time, and you check them out at your own time, or if you find them more interesting. There's Mr. Elliot Robert Johnson, who also does music. He's quite a young guy, and he's quite nice. There's also Miss Grace. There's Mr. Is that Mr. Jack really? There's Mr. I don't think that guy does live. The rest don't do lives on YouTube, so I won't mention them. I'm only mentioning the live guys, live streaming guys. They're the best. No pornography, no torrents. So that means you get to show up and you get to show who you are, and you don't have a lot of health, a lot of financial problems, a lot of social problems. We've left all that behind and we're moving forward in the power of Jesus Christ. There's also Mr. Cynic Sunday. He's also a young guy. He's also doing quite well. And there's also a Mr. Matthew. They're also doing quite well. They're also doing live streams, all of them. So check them out. Yeah, check them out. See you later.